The leaves have turned colors and trees are becoming bare in most parts of the country. As we head into the fall and winter months, it's important to remember how line of sight will be affected by the growth of foliage in the spring. We're going to go back and take a look at the 555 video that was released earlier this year. This will help us improve our customer satisfaction in the spring by preventing seasonal signal loss and reducing trouble and service calls. Today we have a very high QA inspection pass rate when technicians ensure clear line of sight in 5 degrees in all directions of a dish mount. However, as the weather warms and leaves begin to grow back, we see a sharp increase in signal-related issues. We've got a new process to help account for this and ensure that customers have clear line of sight for years to come. It's called 555. Use the 555 process whenever possible. It's strongly recommended and will help you find the best possible location for line of sight. How it works is that within 50 feet of the dish, you will now account for 5 feet of clearance instead of just 5 degrees. This is because within 50 feet, 5 degrees of clearance may not be sufficient to avoid growing trees or other foliage. As you can see in the graphic here, a tree that's only a few feet away would quickly grow into the dish's line of sight. In just 1 year, the 5 degrees of clearance has failed to provide our customer with trouble-free service. If there had been 5 feet of clearance, like in this graphic, the tree could grow for years and years without getting in the way of the dish's line of sight to the satellite. So within 50 feet, you'll want to account for 5 feet of clearance. After 50 feet, use the normal line of sight rule. Allow for 5 degrees of clearance in all directions.
How am I supposed to figure out how far 50 feet is?
To visualize 50 feet, imagine 3 dish fans parked in front of each other. It is within this distance that you're going to try and account for 5 feet of clearance. The width of a dish fan is just over 5 feet, so that gives you an easy model for visualization. So if you couldn't park 3 dish fans in front of each other without running into an obstruction, that would not be the best possible location for line of sight. Keep in mind that it doesn't have to be an exact measurement. This is just a general guideline to help improve our customer service, avoid truck rolls for signal-related issues, and improve our QA inspections. To review, within 50 feet of the dish, it is strongly recommended that you provide 5 feet of clearance. After 50 feet, you want to account for the normal 5 degrees of clearance in all directions. It's all part of providing best-in-class service. Remember that this won't affect your QA inspections. Those are still based on the 5-degree rule. It also doesn't apply to man-made structures like sheds because there's no threat of foliage growth. Using the 555 process for line of sight in the fall and winter will help improve customer satisfaction and reduce trouble in service calls. Thanks for joining us.